What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at you with another video, man. And today I'm going to preview Sunday's matchup. You have the 4-5 Philadelphia Eagles traveling down to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome to take on the 8-1 New Orleans Saints. Man, before I get started, I just want to let all of you guys know I will be attending this game. Where I'm going to be seated yet, I'm not quite sure. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably update that in a later video. But Mr. Duga will be in the building for the Eagles versus Saints in the Superdome. I will travel the enemy lines and have a seat in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome to see if this either going to be a revival of my Eagles or if this going to be the death of us. You know what I'm saying? But since I got that out of the way, just wanted to share that with y'all in case any of y'all wanted to come holler at me or say what's up or whatever. But honestly, man, on paper, my Eagles should get destroyed. When you think about the fact offensively, you know, we missing Lane Johnson. There's no Jay Ajayi. It look like there's no Darren Sproles out there. I mean, we have absolutely no running game whatsoever. We got one of the bottom 5 worst running back situations in football after having one of the top 5 running back situations last year. You know, now we should be able to throw the ball around a little bit if we could protect Wentz, you know, because we have some mismatch. You know, we have a lot of receivers to throw to, you know, Alshon Jeffrey, you know, Nelson Agholar, Zach Ertz, you know what I'm saying, who is on record-setting pace numbers. You know, Golden Tate, even though we ain't even use him like that against Dallas. You know, we get protection. We could throw the ball around on them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You know, they have the #1 run defense in the NFL, which doesn't even matter because we don't run the ball anyway. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the other side of the ball, man, I mean, on paper, I don't know how we stop them at all. I don't think they punted against the Cincinnati Bengals, and it looks like they won't have to punt against us neither. Because honestly, right now we can't stop the run. Ezekiel Elliott just ran rough shot all over our defense. Now we got to face Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. You know what I'm saying? We just lost Ronald Darby to a torn ACL for the season. Even before he got hurt, we had a very slim and not very good secondary like that. Now we got to go up against Michael Thomas, you know what I'm saying, and now Brandon Marshall. You know, on paper, this thing does not look good for my Eagles, man. Like, I'm not going to lie, it looks like, and it has the feel that we should get blown out and ran out of the Superdome, man. And honestly, I kind of expect that to happen, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say this, man, like, remember in 2015, man, Chip Kelly last year with the Eagles, we had a Thanksgiving game when we went and play the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Sanchez started because Bradford had a little injury or whatever. We lost that game, I think, like 45-7 or 45. The final ended up being 45-14 or something like that. We got absolutely annihilated. We looked terrible. We looked bad. It looked like our season was over. You know, everything just, nothing was pretty. You know what I'm saying? Then the following week, we had to play the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots in Foxborough. Now, granted, they was missing Gronk, but, you know, they still had Edelman and all of Brandon LaFell, and I think at the time they back with Shane Vereen and stuff like that. You know, and everybody expected us to get annihilated, like 56-0. This game shouldn't be close. You know, the Patriots going to kill the Eagles, blah, 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 blah. Going over in Foxborough. And it took a game where it took us to block a punt and run it back for a touchdown. It took for Darren Sproles to return a punt for a touchdown. It took Malcolm Jenkins to get a 99-yard pick six. All that, and it took us to win like 35-28 or something like that. After having all of that happen, I feel like we're going to need one of those type of games, man, to beat the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans, man. Now, granted, it's two things that it's two areas where we could exploit them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But, well, I ain't even going to say exploit, man. It's two areas that got to step up for us to win this game. We got to get a consistent pass rush on Drew Brees, man. Now, granted, our pass rush is here and there. At times, they really get after the quarterback. At times, the quarterback got all day to throw. You know what I'm saying? Now, the problem is the Saints have a really good offensive line. You know what I'm saying? One of the best offensive lines in football. So people like Fletcher Cox going to have to find a way to single-handedly dominate this game. I remember last time we played the Saints in that 2015 season when they came to the link, Fletcher Cox dominated that game. Now, granted, this is a much, much better Saints team. You know what I'm saying? But Fletcher Cox going to have to be the defensive player of the game, man. Like, he going to have to really get pressure on Drew Brees up the middle for us to have a chance to slowing them down because our corners cannot cover their receivers at all, yo. We can't cover them at all. We can't cover Michael Thomas and those guys at all. You know what I'm saying? And offensively, we got to protect Wentz. You know, I feel like we got some matchups where we could throw on them a little bit. I feel like I don't really think they have somebody that could really consistently cover Zach Ertz. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they have a slot corner that could consistently cover Nelson Agholar. Zach Ertz and Nelson Agholar both got to have huge games because they could match up Marshawn Lattimore with Alshon Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying? They could try to, you know, match up Eli Apple with Gordon T. Not saying he could cover him, but, you know, we got to throw the ball all over the place, man. Wentz got to throw for a whole bunch of yards. Fletcher Cox got to completely dominate this game. I mean, on some the Dominican Sue when he was at Nebraska versus Texas in the Big 12 championship dominate. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, man, honestly, we need all that to happen. Is it possible? It's possible. But, like, I'm not really expecting us to win this game, man. Like, I'm going to just be honest, man. You know, this is a year, this year feels over. We too thin at running back. We too thin at cornerback. I do believe next year we're going to fix those positions. But right now, man, the Saints just look like a team on a mission. The Saints remind me of how we was last year, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you know, we just need a lot of things to go well, man. Or we need one of those type of, better yet, we need like a Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 1 performance in New Orleans where also everybody expected the Saints to just run the Buccaneers out of the building and they came through and shocked them and got the win. We need something we need that. We need them to come in and relax. We need us to be completely fired and motivated. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody expecting us to get ran out of the Superdome. Honestly, even myself, to be real about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say a score, man. I think the Saints beat us, man. Honestly, something along the lines, bro, of like 38 to 28, man. I think the Saints beat us, man. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully those things I mentioned that got to happen, and we pull off a big upset win to maybe give us a little life going forward and still giving us some type of hope, even though I still don't think this team good enough this year. And like I said earlier, man, I will be at this game, man. I will be in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome Sunday. You know, give me a shout out, come holler at me, man. Not sure yet where I'm gonna be sitting, but I'll update that later in a later video. With that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go and give me a subscribe, man. I'm gonna have Eagles content throughout the season, man. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.